So what's going on, guys? My name's Ash and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we have a starter team squad builder, a team that you guys will be able to create right at the start of FIFA 22. It is very cheap based on the leagues, and the cards used are very overpowered for the start of the game. Now you're probably asking, if you don't have FIFA 22, then how do you know which cards are overpowered and which aren't? And that's a good question, and my answer to that is that I have played the FIFA 22 beta, and although it's not the exact same version of the game, you know, the gameplay very rarely drastically changes from the beta to the full release. I also have a lot of knowledge about FIFA. I've played it for many years, and I know that the general meta of cards doesn't usually change all that much. As long as they're strong, fast and whatnot, they're usually very good. And obviously this is a starter team, so no one's going to be perfect, but this team is basically to get you up and going. Starting off in goal, guys, we have Muslera. Muslera is an 81 rated card. I'm not quite sure why it's showing the stats of an outfield player there. I think it's correct. It's just got like the wrong names next to it. You know, that should be like diving and whatever. But the reason we've gone with Muslera is because he's from the Turkish league. He's going to be cheap and he's an 81 rated card, so he's going to be decent. You don't need to worry too much about goalkeepers at this point in the game, because even the end game goalkeepers are usually pretty bad. And as long as you have a goalkeeper that's, you know, like average and is okay and links with everyone, you know, he's going to be fine. So that's why we've gone with Muslera. It's not because he's overpowered or anything. It's mainly there. He's mainly there for chemistry purposes. So next to him we have his teammate Dahmer. Now the reason we've gone for him at centre back is because he's got decent pace, decent defending and very good physical. Now I'm sure you guys that have played FIFA, you know, a lot over the years will know that these are the main attributes that matter for a defender. The other ones are a bonus, but you know, 76 pace on a standard gold centre back at the start of the game is very, very good, because not many players are going to have 90 plus pace. So he's still going to be able to, you know, keep up with them. He's still going to be able to catch them, and obviously based on his physical and defending stats, he's still going to be able to tackle them quite a lot of the time. And obviously because he's from the Turkish league like Muslera, he's going to be very cheap and affordable. And obviously the reason we've gone with him as well is for the green link. So yeah, he's going to be a very decent starter centre back, and I highly suggest that you guys pick him up. Now next to him at left back we have Patrick van Aarnholt, and the reason we've gone for Patrick van Aarnholt is because he's got very good pace. Like, fullbacks don't have as much pace this year as they did in FIFA 21, so 84 pace is very good, especially on a common gold. He's got okay defending, not the best physical, but things like this don't really matter at the start of the game. The main things you want your fullback to have are, you know, is a lot of speed, and Van Aarnholt does have that, so he's going to be very effective at this left back position. And obviously because they all play for the same team, they're all getting these green links here, and he's going to be just as cheap and affordable as these two players too. Now in the other centre-back position we have Verisimo. I've probably butchered that name as well, and this is probably the card which might be the most expensive. Now this is because he's from Brazil and he's got very good pace. It's above 80, and we know what people think of defenders with over 80 pace. They automatically think they're so much better than someone with 76. You get what I mean. This will probably drive his price up a little bit, but if this guy is too expensive for you, there are other Liga NOS defenders which I can show you later on in the video, but for now I don't think he's going to be that much. And you know, he's got a very nice card, very nice pace, great defending and great physical, so this guy is going to be fantastic in the starter teams. The reason I don't think he'll be too much is because he's from Liga NOS, and that is not really a league that people like going for. They mainly like going for the top 5 leagues, so hopefully that will keep his price down. But like I said, if he is too expensive, there is a lot of other Liga NOS defenders that you can slot in there instead. Now at right back, guys, we have a guy by the name of Wilson Manafa. He has fantastic pace for a fullback. He's got okay defending, not the best physical, but like I said, for your fullbacks at this point in the game, you want him to have like okay dribbling and a lot of speed, and he definitely has that. So he's going to do a fantastic job here at fullback, and obviously because he's a non-rare, he's not going to be too expensive either. Now the first centre mid that we're going to use is Gedson Fernandez. Now if you look at his card, it is fantastic. For a 77 non-rare, he hasn't got a stat below 70. And the thing I like to have in midfielders, even at the start of the game, is for them to have balanced stats, because midfielders kind of need to be able to do everything. They need to be able to run, dribble, shoot, pass, defend, and obviously have decent strength and whatnot. And Gedson Fernandez, for a 77 non-rare from the Liga NOS, he definitely looks very usable at the start start of the game. He looks very good actually, and honestly I think you guys should pick this guy up because he's not going to be too expensive, and he does look like he can do a job in the midfield. So I think Gedson Fernandez is going to be a fantastic player for a lot of you at the start of the game. I'm definitely going to pick him up too. Now at right wing, guys, we have probably the most expensive player in this squad. Again, we do not know his price as of yet, but because he's from Liga NOS, I can't see him being too expensive. This is probably the one player which, you know, I'd probably splash a bit of coins on. He might be like 4 to 5k. He won't be too much, but the reason we've gone with Rafa is because he has fantastic pace, decent shooting, decent passing, and great dribbling, and that is what you want from a winger, especially at the start of FIFA 22, because obviously, as you can see, the defenders aren't the fastest, so if your attackers can have the pace advantage, it's going to do you a lot of favours. So Rafa with his 94 pace is going to be fantastic, and I highly suggest you guys pick him up. And as you can see, he links very well with the rest of the squad, so he slots in there perfectly, and he's going to do great for you guys on the wing. Now this is going to look a little strange, but we've got Kvetchi here at striker. He's not meant to play here in game. He won't play here in game. The reason I've built the squad like this is for the chemistry. So if you see some players out of position, don't worry, this is not where they're going to play. I will show you how you can line this team up, you know, after we've finished building the team. I've got different formations that you guys can use with this team, so don't worry about that. We've put him here at striker for chemistry purposes, but he's going to play as a centre midfielder. Now this is because he's probably the most reliable option I've seen from the Super League, and you know, he's got okay pace, you know, good pace actually for a centre mid. He's got okay shooting, decent passing, decent dribbling, not the best defending, and okay physical, but obviously with a chemistry style you can fix that up. And like I said, players at this stage of the game aren't going to be perfect. This is mainly to get you guys started because obviously it is a starter team, and you know, even with these stats he can do a very fine job in midfield, and I'm sure he'll do, you know, well enough for you guys at this point in the game. Now, the next player we have is Valencia, and obviously he's not going to play at cam because I don't think that's his position personally. Obviously, I've just dropped him down to cam for chemistry purposes, but the reason we've gone for Valencia is because he has very nice pace, okay shooting, not the best passing, decent dribbling, and decent physical. That is what you want in a striker at the start of the game. As long as they're quick and physical, the shooting is not all that important at this point in the game. He looks like a very, very overpowered non-rare card, so you know, he's going to be very cheap based on his nationality and league, and I think he's going to be a very decent starter striker, so I highly suggest that you guys pick him up because he looks fantastic for the start of the game. Now at left wing, guys, we have Gervinho, and the reason for Gervinho should be fairly obvious. He has 91 pace and decent dribbling. Obviously his shooting and passing isn't fantastic, but from a winger at this point in the game, the shooting should come second to all the other stats, and pace and dribbling is what you really need in a winger because he's going to be able to exploit the back lines and take them on. That is what you really want. You should focus on letting your strikers score really at this point, and just letting your wingers do the dirty work with the ball. So you know, Gervinho is going to be a nice little overpowered card at the start of the game because obviously he is a non-rare card. He's 76 rated, not the best league or nationality, so he is going to be very cheap and affordable for you guys, and I highly suggest you pick him up because he looks like he can do a job on the wing. So the last player we've got in this team is Alex Tesheira, or however you say his name. I'm sorry if I've got that completely wrong. And the reason we've gone for him is because he's got nice pace, good shooting, good passing, decent dribbling, and nice physical. Obviously, he's not going to play at centre mid. I'll show you how this team lines up, like I said, in a moment. But he looks like a very, very solid striker. And if any of you have used him in previous games, you'll know he's very good at the start of the game. So I think he's going to be very good this year too. And him and Valencia as a strike force will be very nice because obviously Valencia is a little bit quicker and more physical, but Tesheira is probably more, you know, technical and can do the things that he can't. So, you know, they go hand in hand, and I think he's going to be a very decent striker. So I know also we've got Lucas Verisimo on 7 chem, but obviously if you give him loyalty, oops, sorry, I don't know how you do it here. If you give him loyalty, he's not got loyalty here, and obviously the correct manager, he can get 8 chemistry. So you can see he's got 7 chemistry here, and obviously if we put a Brazilian manager, he'll get full chemistry, so don't worry about that too much. He's already got like good pace and everything, he'll be just fine there. But yeah, let's see how this team lines up, how I would line it up personally. Okay guys, so the first way you could set this team up is in a 4-4-2, because you can see it works kind of perfectly actually. Obviously you've got your defenders in the correct position, you've got your two balanced centre midfielders here which can basically do everything you need. Your wide players are very quick and can dribble, and then you've got your two strikers which, you know, have different specialities and abilities to help each other out. So I think this formation works very well with this team, and I think it would be very effective to use it in this way, because obviously the thing with a 4-4-2 is you can play very narrow or you can play wide, so it's very, very flexible. Another way you could set this team up is, I know a lot of you like the 4-2-3-1 formation, so you could set it up like this with Fernandez and Gedson as your two central defensive midfielders, because obviously they can do a job there. And then you've got your 4 attacking players which you can organise however you like, and obviously the defence stays the same. So as you can see, this team is very flexible. You could even, you know, play it in a 4-2-2 if you wanted to, you know, with Tesheira and Valencia as strikers, and then Rafa and Gervinho there, and obviously your 2 CDMs. So like, you can do a lot with this team based on, you know, the styles of all of these cards. So what I'm saying is, for a starter team, it's very flexible and you can do a lot with it. But yeah, that is basically it for the video, guys. If you have enjoyed it or found it informative, I would appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new, so you never miss out on any videos like this one, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you're notified when a video is posted. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.